here's a riddle. Why is Tai Chi like ice cream? Answer, because they both have 31 flavors. Hi everybody, it's David-Dorian Ross again. Welcome to the Cherry Blossom Studios. Today is day number 19 of 100 Days of Tai Chi. Today's viewer question of the day has to do with the different flavors or styles of Tai Chi. How many are there? What are they? And in particular, how does one special style, known as Wudang style Tai Chi, compare to the rest? But before we get to that question of the day, we have the movement of the day, which, by the way, is movement number 23 in 103 movements. And it's a movement known as raise hands. Yes, it's a repeat, so that's good news. Well, we're going to get started with all of that in just a second. Our movement today is movement number 23 in the 103 movements. It's called raise hands. And yes, it was a movement we've already done before, so this should be pretty easy. Let me demonstrate it one time, and then we'll do a quick breakdown, and then we can all go out and have a sandwich. How about that? So we're starting from the end of slanted flying, diagonal flying. Very simple, easy step. This step is done almost in front of you, so you can just do the mirror image as we go. I'm starting with the weight on the right foot into the corner. Right hand is above the right foot, left hand is down below the left foot, or just above the left foot. Here's the footwork first. It's what we call a simple empty step change. Coming from a bow step, shortening it down into an empty step. So first I put the weight forward on the right foot, the left foot comes down, and then the right foot replaces right in front into an empty step with the heel down and the toe up. Okay, one more time. Good. Now remember a couple of things. Number one, it's an empty step, which means when you put that heel down, there's actually no weight on it. You're all on the back foot, and this front heel is just lightly touching the front floor. Right? Secondly, the alignment of these 2 feet is that these 2 heels are almost on the same line, like they're almost on a little bit of a tightrope there, right? And that's making the distance between them smaller, because in the bow step, there is a space between the feet. There's a channel. So when you replace this foot, you're also bringing them closer together. And that's part of that empty step change. But once you've done that, that's all the footwork. Here's what the hands are doing. So the hands are separated at the end of flying, the slanted flying. They're simply going to squeeze together into the center. You're going to come from separate to closer. Now, how close is close? Well, it's about a body close, because the 2 hands are going to wind up just over the 2 feet. When I come back into my new empty step, I've got this right foot out in front of me, heel down, toe up, and the right hand will squeeze in until it's floating just above the right foot. In the same kind of way, after I do this empty step change, the left hand floats in, squeezing until it's lined up just over the left foot. And then the 2 hands are in this relationship together. Now the right hand is farther out, the left hand is closer in. Let's turn around a couple different ways so that you can see that. The fingertips of the left hand are floating just to the inside of the right elbow, but you can see again, as I said, that it's about 1 torso width apart here. Okay? All that happens together. So one more time. Raise hands. Now, raise hands actually faces the same direction as open the door. So I want to turn around so that you can see the actual placement that you'll be in when you get to raise hands. So if you were following me in class and we were doing open the door here, we would have wound up in this position for slanting flying. raise hands, facing the same direction as open the door. Hope that helped. Anyway, you got to see my good side. All right, my friends, that's the move of the day. Raise hands, movement number 23. Today's viewer question of the day comes from Anna Smith, who asked if I would talk a little bit about the different styles of Tai Chi, and in particular, the Wudang style and how it compares to the others. So I thought first I better tell you a little bit about all those other styles, or as I like to call them, the flavors of Tai Chi. We recognize 5 main styles or 5 main families of what we call Tai Chi Chuan, Tai Chi martial art, Tai Chi boxing. And these 5 styles are the Chen style, the Yang style, 2 different styles that are called Wu, so Wu and Wu, and then the Sun style. Now, all of those styles are derivative from the Chen style, which is the oldest, and by the way, the most martial. But then Mr. Chen taught Mr. Yang, and Mr. Yang taught the Wus, and the Wus and the Yangs together taught the Sun, Mr. Sun, and so we get all of these families sort of in a single lineage all the way down. Now, in addition to those 5 styles, over in Wudang Mountain, there is a famous ancient Taoist monastery called Wudang Monastery. And there the monks for centuries have practiced a soft style, slow-moving martial art, which we now call Tai Chi. Now, we don't really know how long they've called it Tai Chi and whether or not they've called it Tai Chi Chuan. Tai Chi, you see, is a phrase that's very common in China, and if I can just pull this into camera view, I don't know if you can see it. There's a yin-yang symbol right here. If you can't see it, then just trust me, I was holding it out for us. That also means Tai Chi, the ultimate in the universe, the ideal of harmony, of yin and yang together. And so this is a primary philosophy in Taoist circles, in Taoist religion, Taoist philosophy. So of course they call it Tai Chi or harmony boxing. But is it the same as the Tai Chi of the Chen family and on down? Well, I have to tell you that in China, this is hotly debated, and there's a lot of people say that, you know, that they're not the same thing, that what people do in Wudang Mountain is not really Tai Chi, but on the other hand, we've got another bunch of people who say, no, that was the original Tai Chi, and the Chen family and everybody else are sort of borrowed from it. Well, I'm not going to step into that debate, although I don't have any problem telling you what I think about the history of that, but I'm going to save that for another lesson perhaps. Suffice it to say that I think there's room enough in the Tai Chi world for both to exist. The soft form of martial arts that you practice on Tai Chi, it's practiced on Wudang Mountain, however, doesn't seem to be constrained by the same style or principle or rules that some of the other styles of Tai Chi Chuan are. For example, one primary principle in our Yang style that we're learning in the 103 is that when one part of the body goes into motion, all parts of the body go into motion together. Upper and lower are matching each other. One doesn't move without the other. But in Wudang Tai Chi, we see this a lot. We see a sort of a gathering, a stepping, and then perhaps the development of the upper body motion. And yet, it's still beautiful, it's still soft, it still flows, and so it has its own flavor, its own style. Anyway, Anna, thank you for that question. If you've got a question about Tai Chi, history, philosophy, whatever, or the technique, anything that you are curious about, please write it into the comments below. I love your questions. Please keep asking more. If you haven't already done so, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean by that. And if you have hit the subscribe button, how about the share button? Have you shared that with anybody lately, letting them know about these lessons? Have you been to the website yet, taijifit.net? Because there you can actually join in live classes with me and some of the other teachers. We have a whole big community of people from all over the world who show up for real-time live classes with me. I can see you, you can see me, we can all see each other, we talk to each other and do a class together. And by the way, they're free. So come on over to the website. The information is down there in the description below this video. That's all I've got for today. Once again, I do have one more thing. I have a question for you. question is, do you like knowing more about the history and perhaps the folklore of Tai Chi? If you do, then please let me know in the comments, because then I'll be able to include that in some of the other lessons. Tell me, what you specifically you'd like to know, or if you just like to hear some stories, because I got a bunch. All right, let me let you go. Thank you once again for being here. I really enjoyed doing this lesson. Be well, my friends. Be wise and be wonderful. And I'll see you in the next lesson.